Okay guys, we're going to do some more basic bluegrass stuff. Right now we've been over some G runs. We've been over some of those. Okay, we've been over some of those, and now I'm going to go over something else that I really like to do, and Tony Rice does this, Brian Sutton does this, a lot of people do it. When you're playing bluegrass, usually if you're just beginning picking, you're going to try to work it in to your strumming. Sometimes it's hard to do, you don't know where to put it in at, but as long as you get the lick under your belt, then you can kind of mess around with it. Where's the best place to put it in the timing? Is it when I'm going down, when I'm strumming down, or when I'm coming back up? You kind of work that out on your own. But I'm just going to give you some of the groundwork here. One of the things you can do for the G, if you're in G, is this kind of lick. Okay, and that's really popular. It sounds really nice and snappy. What it is, it's based off kind of like a it's kind of like the F7 or G7. But we have this other note here, which is the flatted fifth, which is kind of like a sinister bluesy. It's the blues notes, what it is. Here's the fifth. That's the flatted fifth to the fourth. Okay, what you don't really need to worry about is part of music theory. But we're basically focusing on the B string right now on the second and first frets. We're going to use one of the techniques we learned in a couple videos back, which is the hammer or the pull off. Remember, that's going to kind of grab, tuck under with the finger, and just give it a flick. You're going to feel it grab the tip of your finger and snap like that. Okay, so here's what it's going to be. It's going to be hammering on from the first fret to the third fret. So practice that. We want that second note to be as loud as the first. Once again, you don't have to slam it down and hurt your hand or anything like that. You don't want to have hand cramps. But from there, we're gonna take it and sound it like this. So we're gonna hammer on, bring our middle finger down, and then pick it and pull off. So it's two separate things. We got hammer on, and then this pull off. Second fret to first fret. First fret to third fret, hammer on. Second fret to first fret, pull off. Practice that before you go any further, because you're going to need it. It's mixing forward movement with backwards movement, and plus this finger's in the way, so we have to move it to get to this one. So that's kind of a hard thing there to do. Remember, we're going to play close to the fret too. I'm not back here in the middle of them. I'm not behind the fret. I'm very close to it behind it. Okay, and then from there we're going to bring this middle finger or third finger down on the G string, and it's going to be a down on the G string and an up, and we're going to keep fretting this first finger on the first fret of the B string. So it's after this we're going to hit that third fret on the G string, downstroke, and then upstroke on the B string with the first fret. Okay, practice that. So the picking for that is all downstrokes except for that upstroke on the B string. That's the last stroke, and it's upstroke. All the others are downstrokes. Okay, and when you switch from the B string to the G string, 2 downstrokes. Okay. Now we're going to slide. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the. Okay, let me just start there. Then we're going to hit the G string again, and then slide up. And when we do that, we're lifting off this first finger so that it doesn't slide with us. Or we're going to get that terrible dissonant sounding note. So we're going to lift off that note, and it's going to naturally die off. And it's going to kind of die off on its own. Okay, and that's sliding from the 3rd fret to the 4th fret on the G string when we hit it. So practice that part. Down, up, down. You want to go for not having this finger laying down there. You don't want that. You want to lift it up when you slide. So when you slide, you need to lift. Slide, lift. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to hit the open string or open G string. And then we're going to hit, remember on the G runs we focused on the 2nd fret. But for a more bluesy sound, we can focus on the 3rd fret on the D string. And that's what we're going to do with this. So it's open, and then we're going to fret the 3rd fret on the D string, pick it, and then pull it off. So open G, pick and pull off, and then back to the open G. So remember, we're breaking this down individual parts. Before you put it all together, you got to have this. And then from there, you got to have the. And then from there, you got to have that lift and slide. And then open G, pick, D string, 3rd fret, pull off, and then open G. That's what that's going to sound like. Another one you can do is kind of the same thing, and that is down, that's up, actually upstroke, down, up on the B string. So up, the B string is up every time, the G string is down. So up, down, up, down. And then what you're going to do is this. Yeah, that's the first part. You're going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up, down. B string, G string, 3rd fret. B string is pulling off the 2nd to the 1st fret. And you're holding this the whole time, and you're holding this the whole time on the G string, 3rd fret. And that's the whole lick. And then you just repeat it. Keep doing that, and once you get fast, it kind of sounds like this. And you can add the little as well when we got from this. You kind of got to work it in there. You don't know exactly where it is, so you kind of got to work it in the best way you can. So that's kind of like a bluesy lick there. Use that B string so much it's got out of tune a little bit. So the cool thing is, like I said, when we did this and then we used the other part of another lick, That's the cool thing about bluegrass, is you can use these different licks and just chop them up and use little parts of those licks. Excuse me for a second. Okay. I'll just let that ring. I don't know anybody from Dallas, Texas.
Hey, this is Eric with Want to Play Guitar Instructions. Not available at the moment, or maybe with a student, so if you'll just leave your name and number and contact information, I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks, and have a blessed day.
And there's no one there. Well, when you do things like this, that happens, and I'm not going to edit that out because I don't have time. I don't have the patience to, so that's life. Anyway, back to this. So what I was saying was, before I got interrupted there, is the cool thing about bluegrass is you can chop these little licks into little pieces, like the little, and use that in another spot. Use the G run with it. Or you can use a little slide to the extra note. Parts of the G run. You know, just mess around with things like that, and just copy and paste here and there, and mix and match different parts of licks, and you all of a sudden you've got solos and different things you can use. So there's another little technique you can use. Before I end this, another thing you can do with that is use the 1st fret and the 3rd fret of the E string, the high string. So let's do this. Just hammer on, and then go back here and pick it. And then let's do the lick we just did. So let's combine that. Then before I quit, one more thing you can do is another thing Tony Rice does. So what we're doing, same thing, but now we're going to go hammer on. We're going to leave this finger here because we're going to need it when we descend. So we're going to leave this finger here, barred. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the 2nd fret with our middle finger and pick it and hammer onto the 3rd fret. So practice that. So 1st, 3rd, and then 2nd, 3rd. And what we're going to do after we hit that hammer on is we're going to pick, that's why we're barring this, we're going to pick the E string again. So it's going to be down, up. So we're going to leave this finger here because when I lift it back down, it doesn't sound right. And then, which is part of this. So here's what that sounds like. And this little hammer on is pretty quick. It's just got that nice snappy thing. So you got 2 or 3 different ways to do this, and that is one of the big bluegrass licks right there. A lot of Tony Rice and Brian Sutton, a lot of those guys use it. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, basic lesson on some basic bluegrass picking, and I'll come up with some more stuff and put up here. And I appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe, check out my website, www.secretsoftexasbluesguitar. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I've worked really hard on that, and well, I hope you enjoy what you see on that website as well. So I'm doing a lot of work lately, so hopefully I can get more videos going up and running for you, and we'll see you down the road or at a bluegrass festival somewhere. And I appreciate you watching, I really do. Thank you. I'm up past 200 subscribers now. It took a long time to do that, and the subscriber list seems to be building daily. So I appreciate that. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.